Well, hey there. This is Greg again, coming to you from Glendale, California, on the north central edge of Los Angeles. Well, probably the northeast edge of Los Angeles. Los Angeles kind of goes from downtown LA all the way west, well, pretty near the ocean. Well, in a certain way I've already done this video, but I think I'll just do it again. I've been doing this same activity more. I probably did the prior video a week ago where I described this activity for the first time, but I just find the activity so fun, and it's fun to talk about, so making a video where I talk about it is just a way of having that fun. But what it is you probably know about Google Images, right? If you go to Google and you got your blank search box, and then down below that you have, well, if you put in a search term, you have different modes in which you're going to get your hits. Like, let's say I put in the word Apple. Then by default I'll get web hits on Apple. But I think as I go to the left, instead of getting web hits on Apple, I can get images of apples or videos relating to apples. And the images mode is pretty neat, because once you go, you could see many images of apples, and they'll be collected from around the web. And some of them will be artistic, and they'll show you many different ways to look at apples. Now, what I do is, when I get to Google Images, then I have a search box there. I'm going to be staying in Google Images, and I start choosing words. Usually I'll combine two words. One word will vary. It will always be a different word, and the other word will always be art. So I might put in apple as my variable word and art as my fixed word, and then I'll click, and what I then get are images where someone has done apples in a more artistic way. That's different from just putting the word apples in the images box. Apple and art, the two words, brings up a different set of images, and some of them can be really cool, really beautiful, and they'll show you apples in novel ways that you had never thought of to think of an apple that way. I don't know, I'm not maybe even as creative as some of these artists. Like, they might, just as an example, they might show you a person, but his or her eyes have been replaced by apples. Or they might show you a whole figure like a person, but the whole figure is made of apples. Like, the legs are apple after apple stacked on top of each other, and then the torso is apple after apple stacked on top of each other. The arms are apples. And they might show you rainbow colored apples, where it's the shape of an apple but all the colors of a rainbow. And I enjoy, and you can scroll down, usually you're going to get 200 or 300 different images, or maybe even 400 or 500, and some of them really blow your mind. And then when I'm finished with that, I go back to the search box, I put my cursor, I leave the word art, because that's my keep word, my unvarying word, but I put it on apple, I backwards on it, so it deletes the word apple. I hit the backspace, and I choose another word. I might choose the word I, so I get I and art, and then I click enter, and those are really beautiful. People have done such interesting artistic works that center on the eye. And again, some of them will just be beautiful colors, but some of them they'll really play with eyes. Gosh, again, I can't even remember what I saw, but just as an example, they might photo someone, but they'll put an eye where the nose should be or where the mouth should be. Or, oh gosh, I guess I've seen this and I know that they're really novel and beautiful, but I'm not even good at thinking real quickly of good examples for you. What's another way that you could do an eye? Maybe they'll show you an image where someone made a big eye looking thing into a paperweight. You know, a glass paperweight, but it looks like an eye looking up at the ceiling when it's on top of a stack of papers. And all kinds of things like that, using the eye as kind of the center, but being very creative. Okay, so you have the idea. So now I'll go up, I'll put my cursor on eye and backspace, and I'll delete the word eye, but I'll keep the word art, and I just keep playing with it, just putting words where I'd be curious to see what creative people have done to show that thing artistically. Like right now I can see a door behind me, so I might put door and art, keeping the word art. Click enter. And I haven't done that one, but I know from experience that I'm going to see many really interesting and beautiful images of different kinds of doors, different colors and materials. But some of them are going to even be more interesting. They're not just going to be different colors and materials, but again, it's conceptual. They might show you a door that leads to the center of the earth, just as a thought I'm throwing out there, or a door that opens up into the sky, or they might make again a human figure, but maybe a really big figure where all the body parts are made of doors. Each leg might be 2 or 3 doors on top of each other. Then the torso is 2 or 3 doors. The arms might be 1 or 2 doors. And yet I can tell you that I'm throwing out those ideas, but I know from experience that there's going to be other neat stuff on there that I can't even think of. In fact, that's why I do it, and I enjoy it so much, because it shows me pictures and images I couldn't even think of that really blow my mind and are very pleasurable. So again, I go to the top, I put the cursor on door and delete that, but keep the word art, and I just keep putting in words to see what kind of surprising images I'll come up with. The best one I did today, I really liked the word makeup art. Makeup as in women making up their face. That brought up some awesome images. And I did LSD art, and that was pretty awesome. And then I did humor, the word humor and the word art, and that was excellent. I brought up some real funny images. But this idea, I think, is just a fun way to play and kind of delight your mind with the world's creativity and the creativity of people, to see ordinary things in a new way. I hope you're getting that you don't have to use my words. Those are the words I'm using, but you do the same thing. Keep the word art, but start putting the words you like and see what you come up with. You might be a stamp collector, so you could put stamp, the word stamp, and the word art, and I'm pretty sure you'll come up with some good stuff. And it doesn't really have to be just one word. You could put stamp collecting art, and that's going to be different than stamp art. Adding that word collecting will change the images that you come up with, but both will be good, I think. You might like coins, so you could put coin art. You might like your wallet. You'll put wallet art. That'll be a good one. You might like doorknobs, so you'll put doorknob art. You might like paint, so you'll put paint art. I actually put art, and oh, that was an excellent one. that was really a fun one. It was pieces of art that talk about the process of making art itself. So I hope you try it, or at least you enjoy hearing about the idea. But if you try it, you might be like me and you find you can just play for hours and hours, and it really can be quite delightful.